Hello everyone and welcome to another book review. Up to the plate today is the book Lemko Identity and the Orthodox Church by Stefan Dudra. He is the head of the Department of International Relations at the Institute of Political Science at the University of Zielona Góra in Poland. This book was published in 2018 by the Carpathian Institute. The title pretty much gives the topic of the book away, but it is divided into 6 different essays and covers pretty much the entire early modern history up to the present day of the Orthodox Church's involvement with Lemkos. The last one focused on Lemkos in America, however, is not written by Professor Stefan. Overall, the book reads more like chapters than individual essays on completely separate topics, though, of course, each one covers a different time period. I personally found the writings to be interesting. There were quite a few things which I had never known before and were really shocking in nature. The situation in Poland during the communist era was probably the craziest of them all, I would say. I won't spoil too much, but the length Roman Catholics went to school for the Orthodox community was truly astonishing. It reads more like a comedy, almost, in how many times a small church switched hands between the two communities and the amount of times doors and locks were broken. In reality, though, it was truly horrific of a display. Not to get too political, but it also puts into perspective of how non-welcoming the Polish state was to Lemkos. Just more proof that no country in Europe is our friends. Anyways, the book is around 130 pages, so for me it took about 90 minutes to 2 hours or so in total to read. While it's a worthwhile read for any rusyn history fan, I would probably not suggest it as a beginner resource, just because having some prior knowledge of Orthodoxy and the political situation it was in during the 1800s and 1900s will help you get the most out of this book. Without it, one might not be 100% clear on certain aspects of Lemko history that are brought up. I'm thinking more specifically here on the Union of Brest and the situation between Russia and Austria-Hungary and Poland. For the person with some background knowledge, however, this is truly a great read. Now to my few critiques. I'm not a scholar, so I won't attempt to challenge anything on that front. I have no reason to do so, really. He did a great job in researching this topic, and it didn't strike me as particularly biased at all. Though there are a few things that I feel I must comment on. He focuses specifically on Lemkovyna in Poland, but mentions Rusyns in Slovakia as Lemkos near the beginning, and even says Asturia as the farthest western Lemko settlement. I know people are tired of me saying this, but just because the dialect is similar doesn't make Prashov Rusyns Lemko. Their history is very different, and they don't even call themselves that. This plays no real part in the book, though, because he doesn't really focus on Prashov Rusyns, so this is more just a little note than anything else. My other main issue is in relation to the final essay. I don't necessarily think it is inaccurate in the sense that it has inaccurate facts, but it reads as though it was written last year. Paul Best's addendum at the end really brought things closer to the present day, but the original essay feels more like the view someone would give about the Lemko situation in America in 2009 or 2010. In addition, it feels tacked on when it is really not necessary. Whether it be to give a full history to the present day or for some other reason, I'm not exactly sure, but in my commoner opinion, not including it would have made for a stronger book overall, and probably a tighter narrative. As a little note, I must also add here that I did not buy this book, but received a free copy from a very generous person at the Lemko Association. There is no deal to review it, or anything like that though. This video was just kind of a spur of the moment thing that I wanted to do after doing some research. If you would like to check this book out for yourself, I will have a link to both its store page on Amazon and the Lemko Association's website. Thanks for watching.